All right, everyone, welcome back into another Fantasy Golf video. I mentioned earlier this week that I didn't really like the week for DFS purposes. That's because on paper, a lot of the pricing was correct and there's a lot of risk reward, a little bit more so than normal, not as much safety options. But because of that, I actually think we're getting a lot of good spots betting wise this week, not only for round one picks, but also just in general for the tournament as well. So we're going to go ahead and touch on all those bets in this video. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, let's start off with some first round leader bets. These are all the best odds that we are getting, guys. And my typical strategy is targeting a lot of golfers that just have an earlier tee time. And so that's what we're doing here. And because we're doing that, we are skipping out on Jordy and Scotty, who are going to be the favorites to have the first round lead, especially Scotty. And because of that, we are getting some pretty good long shot odds. And if you look at the weather, it could end up being a situation where golf balls get embedded in a little bit softer conditions. That could lead to the scoring be a little bit easier as well. We'll have to see. But targeting a lot of the first round leader picks, Taylor Moore at 71 is pretty good. But that's kind of what we're looking at first round leader wise. Don't have to make the video too long. I like those bets. But I do want to get into a little bit more of a detailed breakdown on these 3-ball bets in just a second. Let's go ahead and get into some tournament matchup bets. We are actually getting some pretty darn good spots here as well. So we got Harry Hall beating Oleson. We have Ben Griffin beating Benny Ann. And then we also have Ryo beating Taylor Moore. And so when we go ahead and look at some of the tournament bets that we are getting, this first one, Ben Griffin and Benny Ann, is an interesting one. So Ben Griffin does rank out slightly better than Benny Ann, okay? But if you look at the odds that we're getting, you can actually get him at plus 100. Yeah, plus 100 on DraftKings to beat Benny Ann. Now, if Ben Griffin was not coming in off of victory, I'd be much more inclined to be like, yeah, this is clearly a great bet. Like a month ago, for like the first part of the season, it seemed like every single tournament, we were getting one clear-cut bet that was just like too good to pass up on. This is not exactly that, just because we do have to deal with kind of what mental state will Ben Griffin be in this week. And really just it comes down to how much did he celebrate last week after winning Mr. Max Fly, getting it done. If you guys don't know that, he does game Max Fly golf balls, which are actually the golf balls I tend to game as well. They're great value. You can get them at Dick's. This is, I mean, who cares about that? But that is the biggest concern there. So I could see why you would potentially maybe not want to be on that one. But let's go ahead and touch up on some of those other bets as well. So we got Harry Hall and Oleson. Okay, now this one's a little bit better here, guys. So Harry Hall does rank out a decent amount better than Oleson. And if you look at the pricing wise as well, DraftKings is kind of saying that as well. So when you compare that to the minus 110 that we're getting on DraftKings Sportsbook, that is a pretty clear defined edge there as well. So that's another one that I really like. And then same thing with Ryo as well for the tournament. Like if you consider the DraftKings pricing compared to Taylor Moore here, it doesn't really make sense. Now, both of them are actually considered good plays. And actually the 9-to-5 data does like Taylor Moore a decent amount. But when we're just comparing the odds from DraftKings, that's where we are seeing a slight difference. Okay. And when you look at Ryo, there's just a little bit more safety there, where Taylor Moore is someone like DFS-wise, I actually like a decent amount GPP-wise. This actually does bring up a point for PGA DFS as well. Like this should tell you that Taylor Moore, who is $800 cheaper than Ryo, is probably a decent click as well, just given the fact that DraftKings is actually favoring Taylor Moore in this matchup. So interesting spot there. Did want to call that out there as well. Now let's go ahead and get into my favorite outright bets. So outright wise, guys, we do have 3 good outright bets on paper. That being said, one of them actually just withdrew. That's going to be Will Zalatoris. So we really only have 2. But given the fact that Ben Griffin is coming in off of that victory, I'm just kind of scratching him off. So we really just have one, and that's Scotty Scheffler. You can get him at 3-1 on most sites, 3.5 on some sites. To me, you're either placing 3 outright bets and being done. Okay, Scotty being one of them, and then Jordan and Stefan Jaeger. Okay, those would be the 3 that I'd want to get to. Jordan, I do like a decent amount at 18-1. Those are pretty good odds. Jaeger at 45-1 is pretty crazy. And so this is what happens when you aren't betting on Scotty, is because Scotty's in the field and so likely to win, all the other odds that we're getting are actually pretty darn good. They are trying to get us to bet on some of these odds, okay? And so some of the spots that we were getting are pretty darn phenomenal. And I just want to go ahead and pull these golfers up on the betting sheet so you guys can kind of see what I'm seeing. And so here we go. What you guys will notice is that for the most part, I am just going with a lot of the golfers that are likely to win, those golfers that rank out well in the 9-to-5 model, and those golfers that are good outright bets, good takes. That's kind of the one thing that this year I have not done myself as much as I need to. It's just like, all right, trust in the data, go with that. Don't chase these longer odds, which I am doing a little bit this week as well. Just full disclosure. We'll see. The 9-to-5 data has been spot on. I've, in some capacities, need to be better. This is my worst year outright wise, where if I just like, all right, bang, like for example, Last week, Ben Griffin was considered a good outright bet. I did not get there. JT, when he won, was considered a good outright bet. I did not get there. You got Rory winning 3 times. All times, just traditionally speaking, where I'm just betting on the top 7 or top 5% in the field, he should have been on that. And so I am kicking myself a little bit, okay? That being said, this is a week where we do see a lot of randomness happen. And so I'm doing some controlled aspects of this where I'm betting on a lot of the golfers that are likely to win. And obviously Willie Z is no longer on there. So Jordan, Jaeger, Sungjae, Siwoo Kim, those are golfers that we should just be simply betting on. From there, I don't mind Taylor Moore given the odds that we are getting on him. I do think he's very hit or miss as a click. And you'll see here, we scroll down, Taylor Moore you can get at 66-1 on some sites, guys. 66-1, and then to top 20, 2.6-1. I don't know if we necessarily need to get there, but from there, I do like Ryo at 70-1 on FanDuel. This is a very crazy number to me. And then you can also get him at like 2.6-1. Don't mind that there with him. Some other aspects, we got Henrik Norlander on BetMGM at 110-1. That's a pretty good line there for him. He is someone that has been playing some good golf. I don't mind that. You can get him at 3.5-1 to top 20. That to me is a very good bet. Those are the bets I like a decent amount this week. Hayden Springer, you can get at 4.5-1 to top 20. He's also someone that's been in some pretty good form. 5 straight big cuts for him. Does have course experience here as well. And I will say on one of the longer or less traditional sports books like Bet Online, you can get him at 175-1. So I did want to call that out. That was something that on most sites he's like 110-1. I'm like, okay, I can pass up on that, but 175-1 on Bet Online is a pretty good number. And then Valimaki as well. He's just an interesting click, but when I compare him against like Alejandro Tosti, this is definitely a FOMO pick. This is definitely like a TV bias pick, honestly, with Valimaki, where like him and Toasty are basically the same plays and clicks that I could justify just being on Alejandro Toasty instead of Valimaki, or I could just say, let's not be on him at all. Okay. He is very much hit or miss. He's kind of a similar play to Taylor Moore, although Taylor Moore is a better click on paper. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get into some prize picks and underdog prop bets. And as always, I like to start off with where we are getting the biggest prop line differences. And we're only getting one. That's with Hogard here, guys. So not exactly a bet that we need to go crazy with. And see what the 9 to 5 data likes. Not too much here, guys, for prize picks purposes. Ches Reavie under 10.5 fairways hit is okay. And then Tom Kim under 5 birdies or better is okay. And then again, the question with a bet like this, we have to ask ourselves is just whether or not we think he's going to get to 6 birdies or better. And so I do just want to call it a similar bet as well that we are getting on another site. And that's going to be on betr. Like to me, Hun An and Tom Kim are somewhat comparable in terms of what lines we should be getting for them. And so the fact that they have Benny An at 5.5 birdies or better, especially when you compare it against everyone else in the field, like Jordan's at 5.5 birdies or better, that makes sense. Scotty at 6 does make sense. But like to me, we look at all the other lines that we're getting for everyone else, that should be at 5 birdies or better. And so to me, that's a good bet to roll with. And the nice thing about betr is that they do these daily discounts that you guys could just use with that bet. And so to me, that's a pretty good edge there. To me, we actually probably should just be at the very least using that bet on betr. And if you guys want to do so and you guys have never signed up before, just click the link in the description below. It's just a simple and easy way to help out the channel as well. They do kick back money my way when you guys use that link to sign up for the first time. Take advantage of their promo codes that they have available. Like right now they have match, which will match your deposit on your first bet. That first bet only. And so getting back into Tom Kim, we are going to notice that he did get to 5 birdies or better last year in the last round of this. It really just depends on how the course ends up playing. It could end up playing easier, but at the same time, getting to 6 birdies or better should be difficult to do. I think this one has a good chance to be in a push, but that again reiterates really why I like the Benny An under 5.5 birdies or better prop bet a decent amount. And so in simple, this will be the prize picks bet of the day. Don't have to do anything too unique after that point. Those are 2 of the better bets that we are getting. And then obviously all the same bets that we are getting on Underdog are going to be the bets that are going to, or on prize picks are going to be the same good bets that we are getting on Underdog there as well. No need to really like reiterate that. If you guys want to sign up for Underdog and you guys have never done so before, just make sure you use the promo code 9 to 5. Again, that's just a simple and easy way to help out the channel. If you guys would rather place bets there, you can. They're basically the same thing. Underdog does offer PGA best ball drafts as well if you guys are interested in that. If not, and you guys are continuing to play on PrizePicks or you never played on PrizePicks before, use the promo code 9TO5. Again, it's just a simple and easy way to help out the channel. Appreciate you guys being here. If you guys want access to any of the tools that you saw available in this video as well, you can head on over to 9to5sports.com, get access to all the tools available on the website for just $10 a month. Great value out there. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck with all your bets today and for the tournament. Thanks for watching. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.